This is Dimensions of the Supernatural. I am Maureen Grudzinski, otherwise known as Lil Witchy. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Anthony Simonelli, otherwise known as...
Mr. Fuhgeddaboudit. How you doing tonight? Hey.
Hey, everybody. So, again, another Thursday night, 7:30 to 9:30. We have a fantastic guest. A lot of you will probably know who he is. Hi, guys, in the comment section. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Ron. I don't even know who else we have going in here. Bobby. Tonight, we have a great friend, and he is the maker of all things amazing and wonderful. Great guy, good friend. He also runs the Penhurst Paracon and Oddities Expo. I think that's said correct, along with amazing Gina Bankston, who can't be here tonight because she is going to be on another podcast, but we're going to bring him in. We have Bob Christopher.
Hey, my paranormal people. Forget about it.
Hey, I got a shirt the other night as a gift from Anthony from Parasite, and we went to investigation. And Jenny, she's in the chat right now. It's gonna be forget about it pin. So I gotta thank them, you know.
That's awesome.
And what else did you get?
Well, I gotta forget about a pin.
No, it's not a forget about a pin.
What does it say?
You get this wrong every time you.
Oh, how you doing?
How you doing?
I can't read. It's upside down. You know, I'm dyslexic. That looks like
Thanks, Carmela. So, Bob, we have a great comment section. So they love to ask questions. They know a lot about the paranormal and supernatural and beyond. So they'll be asking you a lot of really awesome questions. So get ready for them because they're a lot to handle.
I think I can handle it.
Okay.
Yeah, he can do it. I got faith.
We're gonna miss Gina a lot, but we love that you're here with us.
Oh, I got something. Okay.
What did you forget?
I left something upstairs. I'll get it later.
Yeah, we can take a little break in the middle there.
This is one of those 3-day podcasts. We just never stop. We just go straight through.
Wow.
We don't sleep or nothing. So
this is like our downtime now, you know, and I'm enjoying it. Believe me.
I bet you are.
So. Just working, that's it? That's all you're doing?
Well, I have a regular job, you know, 40-hour-a-week job. And, you know, we have tons of orders coming in. Just craziness on the orders. That's all year round. But as far as the Paracons and everything, you know, that's a big hassle. Making all that equipment for the Paracons, you know. So start getting ready for that probably next month.
Yeah. Well, the next one coming up, big one, is the Penhurst.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming up in May.
You guys are probably super busy on that one.
We are. There's a lot going on down there. They're opening up a ton of buildings this year, and it's going to be totally different than what it was last year. We have a lot of surprises coming up for people. I mean, it's just going to be an amazing event. I think we're like at 4,000 tickets already.
Wow.
I mean, it's going to be nuts, you know? Crazy.
Fantastic.
You still accepting vendors? Because I'm going to be looking.
Sure. You let me know. We'll hook you up.
Okay.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Penhurst Paracon runs from May 17th to the 19th of this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out of control now. It really is. I mean, from how far it came, the first Paracon we had there, I can't even remember how many years ago. It was so long ago. We only had 50 people there on our first Paracon there.
50 vendors or 50?
No, 50 people.
Wow.
Yeah,
How many vendors did you have?
Back then, it was like 10 vendors. It was
So
just small. You know what I
you
mean?
kept
It was
it small and intimate.
it was new, to the paranormal. There wasn't a lot of cons out there at the time, and people just wanted to come in and see Penhurst. I mean, that's what it's all about. Getting an experience down at Penhurst,
That's an awesome location,
It is.
So,
I mean, they've come so far. They've put all the money from the cons back into the place. Tearing down the buildings that needed to be teared down, putting up roofs and cleaning out buildings, and it's totally amazing down there now. I mean, totally.
Well, the tunnels. That's a selling point right there. There's tunnels.
Yeah, the tunnels. I remember the first time we opened up the tunnels there, we had to take a backhoe because they were all filled in. All the entrances were filled in, so nobody can get in there.
Really?
And yeah, we were like a kid in a candy shop. We had shovels and we're digging out all like 2 ton of dirt, And then we opened that door for the first time, and we were like the first ones in there in like 25 years. I mean, it was so amazing.
Crazy energy.
Yeah, it was just insane,
That's awesome. That's great. You'd be the first ones in after 20 years of like, wow.
Yeah, and this con is actually there's going to be 3 new buildings opened up, and they're going to be open for the first time in 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
the last time I was there, I seen, I do my spirit art, and I seen a kid in a corner. I drew the picture, but it's a little child. He was in I'm not sure the name of the building. It was a men's part of the building. And there was a little kid. He was like in the corner all naked and crying.
Oh boy.
And yeah, and we got some things that night on there. I mean, that place is awesome. It's sad. I'm saying it's awesome because we love to get stuff, but the situation that happened there,
Yeah.
that was horrible what they did to those people.
It is sad, and they've done it the right way. They've got like a historical society down there now, and buildings that they've tore down, they've taken, everything they can use historically, like the windows and the furniture, and put them aesthetically in the other buildings that we're using now. So it's not just like you're going into an empty building. It's like you're experiencing what they had.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. How about the bathroom situation? That was always fun. The
bathroom situation.
The thing, I'm like, the first time I'm like,
we got the lights now. We got lights in Devon. We actually have power in Devon now. So
okay. It's like that's the first thing I do when I go to investigation. I see that's the first thing I look for. Is it at least somewhere I can go?
Well, there's probably over 100 job Johnnies down there now.
Okay, I think the last time I went there,
we're covered.
There was like 3 or 4 there, and we went there with a group. I'm like, oh no, and
yeah,
we don't do too well on investigations. It's all that fast food crap. So
yeah, they've come a long way. They've taken everything as a learning experience and just made improvements along the way.
Yeah. See, we don't just talk about paranormal. We talk about all kinds of crap.
About bathrooms. All kinds of crap. That really, truly is Anthony's first thing that he does look for, no matter where we are.
Oh, yeah.
Where are the bathrooms?
Well, you didn't have a hard time finding them there.
Oh, okay.
I have enough of them.
That's good.
You didn't be talking about that tonight, did you?
No. That's all right.
We do talk about everything.
I got it covered.
That's good to know.
That's perfect for me.
So, what made you get into this?
Wow. I got it into the paranormal. Well, I actually grew up with it, and I grew up in the 70s, and back then you didn't have the paranormal groups like you have now. I mean, it was taboo, like you couldn't go to your neighbor and say that you had a ghost in your house. They'd lock you up, but our house was like the most insane place that I've ever been in. It was just craziness. Like it got to be so crazy that it was normal for our life every day. It was classic haunting, chains rattling, doors slamming, apparitions going through the walls and giant orbs and cold spots and breezes, and I had my bed levitate actually in this house, and it was just like insane with activity. And we were Catholic, grew up Catholic, very Catholic family, and we couldn't even get a Catholic priest in there because they frowned upon it. Back then you just couldn't do anything. So after, I don't know, years and years and years, we had a new priest, I remember, and we asked the priest to come in, and he come in and blessed the house, and he put 7 crosses above the doors, and things actually settled down. It was like, almost normal. Like we had a normal life, like nothing was going on. And then one day I come home from school, and all the crosses are gone above the doors. So my room was like at the end of this big long hall, and I could see the crosses gone. And I ran back downstairs. I said, "What happened? Why did you just take the crosses down?" My mother said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I went to my father, and he says, "I didn't touch the crosses." And then here we go again. It's like taking off again, paranormal activity. It was like crazy,
Oh.
So about, I would say it was probably 2 or 3 years later, we were coming into the house, and you had to walk through the TV room and, past the dining room and into the kitchen. We're taking an order in, and we're all walking in, my dad, my mom, and me, carrying the bags in, and we look on the dining room table, and there's the 7 crosses laid out on the table. And we all kind of like just looked at each other like stunned. Like, we didn't say anything. It was so weird. It was like,
but you just knew it wasn't any
we knew exactly what it was, and I got the chills right now because I lived it, Yeah. So
where did you live at that point?
I was in Pennsylvania. I was in a town called Parsons.
Oh, so you were close to me then.
Yeah, not too far. Okay. Yeah. So my sister, it was actually a double block, and we lived on one side, she lived on the other, but the whole house was just like, it was craziness, So I graduated, out of high school, and got married, had some kids, and like in the 80s, my dad passed away, and my mom couldn't take care of the house. It was just such a big house, she couldn't handle it. And by that time, we had I got my family involved, my kids and everything, and we formed NEPA Paranormal. And I just vowed that I would go out and help whoever I can help. And back then, like I said, there wasn't a lot of groups, so it was a learning experience. We didn't know exactly how to get rid of a ghost. Like, we were all learning at the time. And we basically gave people peace of mind, like they weren't crazy, and there was somebody here if they needed to talk to somebody, or we could explain certain things as much as we could. So after that, my mom decided she was going to sell the house, and she would never let us go in there, like, because by then all the activity, it wasn't gone, but it was calm. You know what I mean? Like, there was some, but not a lot like it was. So we did a lot of research on the house, and we found out that there was a double murder suicide in the house.
Ooh.
And it was back, I'm going to say, in the 50s when it happened. And we did a lot, and we did so much digging. Like, we actually found out from an old Italian lady in the area, because in the papers they wouldn't put in double murder suicide. It just wasn't proper back then. They would just passed away in the house, and that's why we could never find anything. But when she told us this, it kind of made a lot of sense, what was going on in the house. So my mom sold the house, and she came to us like the day before the final, the closing and everything. And she gave me the keys, and she says, "You have 24 hours. You want to investigate it? Now's your chance."
Oh, wow.
So took the team in. We were in there 12 straight hours. I mean, from sundown to sunup, we were in there. And we got one EVP the whole night.
Oh, wow. What did it say?
Want to know?
It said, "You lived here," and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So it's like engaging with you directly.
exactly.
And
that's
you lived here, like
You
past tense.
lived-
You're not here no more.
Yep.
So acknowledge that you actually lived there. So it was intelligence.
It was definitely intelligent.
Oh,
You know?
wow.
Yeah. So that was actually how we got into the paranormal, and then after that, it just kind of, it took off. I was always had an electronics background, and I started doing some filming, for the paranormal. Back then, we only had the Sonys, and they were garbage cameras. But they were. I mean, they didn't have no lights, so I developed a light. That's how I actually started building equipment. I developed a light and for filming, and everybody started seeing this light, and everybody wanted it. And I said, "What the heck? I'll start selling them." Because I was building so many for friends at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started selling them, and then from there, it just, every time we go out and we think of something that we could use, a tool for the paranormal or something, I build it, and then it just kind of blossomed from there. It just kind of took off.
I remember when I first started, before when I first started, it was just dowsing rods and stuff. I started in the early 70s, in the 70s also. I was about 13 years old when I used to go out. So when the equipment started, I started seeing people with equipment. We were buying them in Home Depot or some kind of hardware store.
Right.
I wasn't buying them from any, it's an EVP. Oh, well, cool. Get a cassette player or EMF. Where you just go to the hardware store and you get, something that measures EMF or radiation or something like that. And so when the people started building it, it was like, that's interesting. It was more for what we needed it for.
Right.
So that was interesting, especially the lights, those night vision lights. So that was a.
I was like the first guy to actually start building the lights out in the field. Of course, everybody was writing to me. I was getting like mail, to my house, like, "Hey, I'm looking for this light, and I heard you build it." And it was pretty cool at the time. You know what I mean? It was like, that's how we broke into the paranormal field with it.
Yeah, my friend that was on my team, he passed away since Joe McCaffrey. He used to build all my lights, and I had like 10 of his lights. Now he's been gone for a while now, for a couple of years now. But no, I'm getting down to like 4 or 5 of his lights because after 10 to 15 years they start wearing out too. So
not mine.
You have things that blow.
I gotta look at your lights.
I have boxes of failures. Believe me, you only see my success stories, but I have boxes and boxes of experiments that I did, over the years. I mean, it's just crazy. I go through it sometimes. I kind of laugh at myself. I'm thinking, what the heck was I thinking?
That's thinking. That's the thing. There are some people that just, they'll go out and they'll take whatever you have and they'll take the outside of the box off and put something new around it to make it look like their own, and they resell it. You're literally trying new things to see if it works, and if it doesn't, it's not considered a failure. It's just that needed to be tweaked slightly, or there's a difference. You were literally creating things from scratch, which a lot of people can't.
I still look at them as failures. You know what I mean? I mean, it's so exciting when you build something and it actually works, and you're like, "Holy crap, it works!"
It's a great feeling, I'm sure.
We always try something new with different. I know I used to go in the store and say, because electrician. I'm a retired electrician, so I always look for something electronical and something like that. And every time I went to the store, I'm like, "Hey, maybe this will work. Maybe this thing." I used to spend all this money for things that didn't work, field. But you just try to think outside that box to say, maybe this would be good. Maybe this would be good. So, all those things that you thought about, not really failures. That were just something that wasn't you couldn't use for whatever you needed it for. But that's interesting. It's like, you always, as an investigator, you always think outside. Hey, maybe this will try. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work, So when you see a good piece of equipment, you're like, hey, that's cool. And then it's like, So.
Well, my first equipment that I was actually building, it was like data loggers, temperature things and stuff like that. And people didn't want it. They couldn't read it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would take it to shows and stuff to show stuff off, this one, I remember that this is how I actually turned everything around. This one lady, she says, I just don't like that stuff because it just, I'm not into the data and stuff like that. I said, well, what do you want? She goes, I want blinky things. So that's when the idea popped in my head. I said, okay, now I just got to make this equipment and make it so that a light goes off or this goes off or a sound or something. And that's how I did it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I noticed too. A lot of people in the field, and I know when we give tours in different locations and stuff, the people that come on the tour, the guests and stuff, they want all bells and whistles. Doesn't matter if something lights up, they're like, "Ooh!" It might not be nothing; it might be a walkie-talkie, something setting it off. But they see that, and because most of the people that come on these tours, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them come on the tours because they see a show, and they're afraid to go out on their own, and they'd rather go on a tour, and have, which is fine. Gives them a chance to be in the field, whatever.
Right. They want the experience. They want that rush.
Yeah. They see on the show a light going off, so that's what they want. So when you go on, you give the tours, you bring them.
Dark cellar.
Mm-hmm. Blinking lights and stuff.
That it's not enough for them to just see a shadow. They want to have like proof of something. So that bells and whistles thing gives them a secondary ooh, that's something. Like there's something going off to show you that. Right.
Yeah, the paranormal field has definitely evolved, with the generation, that's for sure. I mean, we were just happy getting EVPs and, if we saw like, oh my God, it was like crazy,
Yeah.
But now that piece of equipment backing up this piece of equipment and that piece of equipment backing up that piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is interesting now that we have backups. Before we only have like two pieces of equipment, one piece of equipment. I always loved my videos. I like my videos because I got my EVPs on there and I got video. And I go back with those old Sony cameras with the cartridge and everything. And I still got them. And I love them, but I can't get the cartridges no more, so I let them go.
Well, I always loved the EVPs. I mean, they called me like the king of EVPs.
Mm-hmm.
I learned, and this is gonna blow your mind when I tell you this. If you get a recorder, I always suggest a recorder. They're older Sonys, and they have 3 microphones. They have one on the top and 2 on the sides. So when an EVP happens, it doesn't happen in front of you. It might happen over here, might happen over there. And if there's walls, that sound is bouncing off the walls and coming back at you. And that's how I was getting all my EVPs. And people never realized it, because they were using single microphones on them. So they weren't turned in the right direction. They didn't get it. I was doing 3 directions at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen people put shotgun mics on the end of their recorders and walk around like that. I don't know how more efficient that is, but I've seen that.
Yeah, that's directional too. Whatever minute, that's where you're going to get the most of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your equipment that you make, I've seen. Of course, I've seen a lot of it. Especially with of course, and everybody's going to agree with me. It's these stuffed animals. All the different dogs, the cats, and everything you have.
You like the stuffed animals?
Yeah, I like the stuffed animals. Look
at the schnauzer.
Schnauzer. Look at this. Look at that.
So this is Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yeah, this is Gilbert.
Oh, wow. And as they pet it, it goes off. That is very cool.
Yep. And if you pet him on the head, just his nose will go off.
Aww.
That is wild.
Yep.
That is, bro.
I definitely like
people in the audience. That's
Blueberry.
like a
Have them,
RAM
like-
pod, or that's for EMFs. That I mean, we
Basically puts like a bubble around it, like a
Mhm.
meter, like a proximity bubble. And
Mhm.
if it, breaks that bubble, it'll what's called. But I mean, we have so many different ones. We have Archie.
Oh,
There
Can't see the camera. Where's the camera?
he goes.
He's a little guy. We
He's
got a bunch of new ones in stock, and I haven't put them on the website yet. But you guys are seeing them for the first time, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Boston Terriers and his little buddy there.
aw.
These will be going on the site. Yeah, this one's one of my favorites.
It's like a little shag dog type thing. It's
Yeah, we
cool.
have around too, and we have the King Charles. Everybody likes the King Charles.
That's awesome. They have all these different types. It's of
I
dogs.
think there's like 13 different breeds, and if you're not a dog person, we have cats.
Yes, I love that one.
Cats.
Black cat.
We have 9 different breeds of cats too. So
Tell me you gave that one a good name.
they all have names. I
What's
didn't.
The
black
cat's cool.
one needs a good name.
Yeah.
What's that?
The black one needs a good name.
He does have a good name. I just can't remember it right now.
Oh, come on.
Tina named them all.
The black's the familiar.
Yeah, I think this one's written on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
They're
Yep.
also cute.
Oh, this is Bonnie.
It's what?
Bonnie.
Bonnie?
Yep.
Aw,
Hey, Bonnie.
so cute.
Have her in brown too.
If I ever get one of those, my wife wouldn't let me to go on investigation. She'll probably keep it for herself. My wife doesn't go on investigations, so
That's all right. All of our stuff
Mhm.
isn't just made for paranormal investigations. They're like masterpieces.
Yeah.
They're like art. Like
Mhm.
our ghost box.
Oh yeah, these things.
They're
Sure.
beautiful.
These are called Easy Scan ghost box. Turn it around a little bit.
Do they have a lot of static to them, Bob, or is it kind of?
I don't know. I mean, this place is haunted, so it might get something. Hello. All right. All right, it said something there, but I'm home alone, so I don't want to be pushing the envelope today.
You won't be levitated above your bed tonight.
No, we also do these kind of cigar boxes like this. They're actually a computer by Arduino, and it's my own program in there. I learned how to do some programming, and they're a little bit different than the FM radios.
Mhm.
I think you
They're cool.
more range with this actually.
You should put another piece of wood on there in between that, and so it could be double use. You could bring an investigation and have cigars on the top,
Exactly.
humidor, and on the bottom.
I came up with this gimmick. We started using the cigar boxes, so I got to smoke all the cigars inside of it.
Yeah, that's a great.
So, Bob,
To make it so we could bring the cigars on the investigation.
That's right.
And the tool, so you don't have to bring both two things. You just bring one thing. It's great.
And you could put like these on. All these are they're all different. Like we never have 2 boxes exactly the same. So after you're done with it on your investigation, you can just set it on your counter or on your table.
Yeah,
They're
is
pretty.
awesome. Yeah, it's very nice. I like the pieces on the side.
Ron Yacovetti says, do you find more consistent or heightened activity around the animal REM EMF products in use compared to a standard EMF pod or detector? And Bob makes a lot of cool stuff. He really does make amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more than a REM pod. I mean, this is a REM pod, but it's my own program. I program my own chips. I take out some of the radio frequencies. It's impossible to, because it will, if you certain walkie-talkies will set that off. And I let everybody know up front about it because
Mhm.
it's possible to cover all them frequencies. It's just they keep coming out every year with something, and you can't do it, you know. But you know, I think a spirit can relate with a dog, or actually relate with a cat. You know, an
Mhm.
animal. I've made so many animals for people, like different animals. You know, I made God alligators and dinosaurs and
Mhm.
dolls, and yeah, I don't like to do that. I like to just have our own that we use. But that's a pretty interesting story too. How I came across those. We were down at Gettysburg, and every now and then I'll go out, on my own. So I wound up at Devil's Den, and some guy was coming out of his car, and I said, "What's up?" We're talking, and he said, "I'm going to go up and do an EVP session up on the rock." I said, "You mind if I join you?" He said, "No, come on up." So he had this huge backpack, and I mean, there's antennas sticking out. There was that. He had every piece of paranormal equipment known to man in that bag, and he's putting stuff all over the rocks, and so we're trying to communicate with the Civil War soldiers. Trying to get them to respond to us. And he whips out this Boo Bear and sticks it up on the rock and says, "Come and touch my Boo Bear." And I'm like, "Dude, ain't nobody gonna come and touch that Boo Bear."
Not put that way at least.
Oh.
Touch my Boo Bear.
Well, as I was driving home that night, I'm like, there's got to be something. And then it hit me, with the stuffed animals. So we cut a deal with Melissa and Doug, the toy manufacturer, and we deal with Bruschetta over in the UK. They allow us, to use their license and everything, and alter their cats and dogs. So that's how that came about.
Okay. It's wild how, I really do like some of these animals and stuff. I mean, if I was going to get another, because I have so much equipment, I'm to a point like, Maureen, I showed her the room last week. I just went around with the camera. I got a whole room, a massive bedroom, full equipment. From years on, I don't use half of it anymore.
I know. I have
to. Yeah. So it's like, I want to, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But if I was going to get a piece, I probably would get one of the dog or something.
Well, you let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
You let me know when you're ready. We'll hook you up.
Yeah. I'm a dog person. Hey, I like dogs. I'm not a cat.
I have to say, though, I was laughing so hard because when Anthony and we went with the group, like Jenny and a lot of the others, we went to this amazing museum, and
the Column Museum.
Yeah, we split
off. That's Patty, PA. That's in Medford.
It's like one of the most haunted towns I think I've ever been in. But this museum, we had some of the most amazing results. But a group of girls and I, Jenny was one of them, we sat in this room, and they said we had some results the last time we were here. And this room, we had knocks, we had whispers, we had we had the chills, we had a chain drop in a bathtub, but we sat in this room. There were more toys and electronics and things set out on the floor. You couldn't even walk. It was like tiptoeing over things, trying not to bump things. There were like REM pods and EMF detectors and Pana boxes, like you name it, it was on the floor waiting for these spirits. And we had so many things happen, and it didn't really, it was just EMF meters that basically went off after all the things we put out, and it was playing with the things in the room. We were laughing about it. It was so funny to see all these things out. And when I first started out, I basically used a needle on a piece of thread as a pendulum, a ring on a piece of thread as a pendulum, a compass. Like I used my own senses. And now this, it was hysterical to watch. Just we were laughing so hard.
Yeah, we're going to investigation. You got everybody. It's like I don't bring half my equipment anymore because everybody has so much equipment and
everybody
doubles and triples everything. So I just leave mine now. And I just go my camera and a couple other little things, but that's about it.
Yeah, we don't take as much anymore. Like we talk before an investigation. We have a plan. Like we're gonna do this and this experiment, that experiment. So we basically bring the equipment that we have to for those particular things. So we know to do it so that because a lot of times you get to a place and you just totally change your mind on what you're gonna do.
Yes. Yeah, I got tired of bringing all that.
Down in circles when I get down there. I'm like, I gotta go here. I gotta go there.
I have like 2 bags now. I have an army type knapsack, and then I have like a small duffel bag, and both are filled to capacity. And I'm like, I get there and I use maybe 4 things. I'm like, this is pointless. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And everybody
else, a trunk load and a back seat load. Tell me about it. You had everything, and then you get there and it's like, and you use like a couple of things, and like, I got a whole trunk full of stuff. I got this, and then you're humping it in, you're humping it out, and not where you park all the time is close to the location and stuff.
Right.
So,
or you get there and it's not charged.
No, I don't have that problem now. I used to, not with Gina. Gina,
My husband charges all my stuff for me.
She's OCD with batteries, so.
Somebody asked, what is used as the antenna and receiver for the cats and dogs?
The antenna? That's a secret. That's the whole secret to the cats and dogs. You'll have to buy one and rip it apart. That's the only way to find out.
I really want that black cat.
So the antenna is really the all mill.
Yeah, it's there. I could tell you there's no antenna.
It's a tail.
the all mill.
The sensors are on the back and in the head.
Okay.
That's where they are.
So whoever asked, I don't know. We have people showing up.
I went to the apprenticeship with him to become an electrician, local 3. That guy Matt just asked the question. That's who.
I can't see who it is. It says Facebook user. So
yeah, Matt. I got the other on my other monitor here. I got who's on, and
so you can see Facebook.
I can see Lourdes is on too.
I saw Lourdes.
I just want to Lourdes. Congratulations, Grandma.
Congratulations, Grammy.
That baby, a granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
And yeah, so I'll congratulate her on that. Yeah, and so we got a couple people on there, but so with the building and everything, I like I said, I see all all your stuff at the Paracons and stuff, and your table started off with a couple things, and then more things and more things, and then I think where was it? Yeah, was it Gettysburg or was it? I mean, you had like 2 tables now. It's like it just keeps on growing.
Yeah, it's on hand, but it's supply and demand. You never know what they're actually interested in that year. Every year it's something different. I might come out with something new this year. I'm kind of on the fence about releasing it because every time I release something, it like goes crazy, and I don't have no time for myself. So I'm probably gonna throw a few samples out there for people to try. If you want to try it.
Oh,
you know what I want.
I definitely.
But, I'm not saying cutting edge, but it could be. You never know.
There's one thing that you made that I want.
No, you can't have the Ouija board.
But it's amazing.
You knew that was coming. that Ouija board is awesome.
I forgot upstairs, and I told you before.
I wanted to wheel and deal with you last year, and you're like, nope.
No, that's an awesome Ouija board.
And I kept laughing about it because I was like, but please, I really want it.
We had a guy come in New Jersey Paracon, and this guy wanted this so bad, and he pulled out his checkbook and he wrote out a $4,000 check to me.
Oh wow!
And I took it and I tore it right in half. I said, nope. Sorry.
That's the guy we probably had on last week.
It's not about the money to me. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the first one. I don't have testing now, but I would never put something out there without knowing that, I tested it.
Mm-hmm.
I put it through a lot of tests. I'm actually looking for stuff that's gonna make it set off. I found one thing so far, and that's it. So, I mean, it's easy to get away from.
Mm.
So does it? Well, first of all, Todd and Carmela want to know, how long does it take to complete a dog or cat?
If I work straight through on it, I could probably do it in like 5 hours.
Oh, that's quick.
It is, but it gets so tedious. Like, I hate sewing. I hate the end, like where I got to sew everything back up. I hate that, But I'm meticulous with everything. That's the problem, I could probably make them faster if I wasn't meticulous, but all of our stuff is guaranteed for life. I mean, you have a problem with my stuff, and you send it back, I'll fix it. No, free of charge. I don't charge anything. That's how confident we are in our stuff.
You guys are very morally sound, though. That's what I would expect from you.
I appreciate that.
Someone else, and I think this might be Matt that you're talking about from Facebook. I'm working on
Con Ed. Yeah.
a Con Ed 130 kVA transmission lines. Let's hook this box up to the Northeast grid.
You wanted to connect your box up to the Northeast grid. I don't know if we could do that, Matt.
And Todd and Carmela said that Ouija board is badass in a good way. Oh my God, it is so amazing to see. So, okay, so you don't use, and we were talking about this last week do you remember Jeff with his traveling boards?
Yeah.
That's what we had on last week. So we were talking about
Yeah. We had him on last week. When you said that, I knew it had to be him because.
Oh, no, it wasn't him. It was No, Jeff has bought a lot of equipment off me. I may make a board for him. He has a board in mind that he wants done. So it's just that takes so long. That took me, on and off like 6 months to put together.
That's had to have been a lot of work. But we were talking about how, what's the difference between using like a radio, like the divination methods, how you couldn't be connected to like a board that had a planchette as compared to the other methods. And we were discussing the fact that like your board, you don't touch the planchette because it's just, whatever. So you're not using yourself as a conduit.
Right. And it takes all the fraud out of it. There's no fraud whatsoever in it. That's the only reason why I built it. I've had that thought in my head for probably 4 or 5 years. And one day we're sitting on the couch watching a movie and it popped in my head. And I said, I got to go. And she said, where are you going? I said, I got to go. And I put it all down on paper because I didn't want to forget it. You know what I mean? Because once it's in there, I'm getting older now. I forget a lot of stuff. So
it's dementia of the supernatural.
Yeah, that's what they call me. Yeah, because one of the shows
I'm like, what the heck did I come in?
I got lost and I started saying, I don't know where I am. And now this is every time somebody comes to them, they go,
he was like, I don't know where I am.
I don't know where I am.
Everyone was checking on him. He was fine, but something happened.
I was having a stroke on the air. Because I started going, I don't know where I am. I lost the screen and everything, but they still could see me on the camera, but I couldn't see them. So I get calls, are you having a stroke? Are you okay? And,
he was fine.
I'm still here.
He's still here. And he's still like this. So how do we explain, since you don't have the board, how do we explain the board for the others?
We could take a break.
Do you want to run that thing, the commercial that Gina sent?
It'll only take me 2 minutes to get it.
So should we run that commercial while you're going to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby, can we run that commercial while
Fox Den is now proudly sponsored by Vortex Ghost Gear, ghost hunting equipment made by an actual ghost hunter. Bob Christopher has been creating custom gear for decades. Vortex has equipment for all manner of investigating, such as proximity meters, which include the HTO, the V-Pod, and the trigger prop cats and dogs. For vibration, use the geophone. For manifestation, use the static dome. Also offering fully customizable equipment designed for your specifications, such as using your team logo, theme, or character, are first the Cryptochords box for motion and temperature, which also includes custom music, and the other customizable item is the Easy Scan Ghost Box. Visit www.vortexghostgear.com and get your equipment today.
And that was a lovely Gina Bankston sexy voice. So we're just waiting for Bob to get back. There he is.
There he goes. He's on his way.
You made it in time. That was great.
I was like worried about the batteries.
Well, Jeannie's not there to change it for you, I guess, huh?
Yeah. We actually came up with a name for it and everything now. I do have a patent pending on it.
You should.
But it's patent pending. You know, we're working on that. I have everything secure now with the website name and everything. It's called a DSB. It's called a Digital Spirit Board. This is it here. You see it?
I'm in love.
That's awesome. Look at that.
So basically, it runs on 8 AA batteries.
And how long do those batteries last on this?
This has been since deer season. They've been in there.
Okay.
So that was in November.
So does this tell you where the deer are?
Yeah. I took it up to
That is so cool.
So the premise behind this would be that the spirit would point to the answers.
Yeah, it's got to be like laying right on. I don't know what to call it.
Mm-hmm. So if it's laying down, the spirit, when you ask a question, instead of using a planchette, the spirit will point to the questions, the actual senses of the letter or whatever you want to answer.
Right.
So that's pretty basically it. So this actually takes the human ability out of the Ouija board.
Let me put it down.
So it takes a human. So when people say Ouija boards, you know, if they're not closed correctly and everything, you can.
Yeah, I can't. I found out what makes it go off. Any kind of like crystal, believe it or not. And you see what's right,
light, okay,
right above me here. Like the reflection will make it go off. I have to put it over here. Yeah. You don't mind going for a walk, do you?
No.
Not at all. Everyone, we're going for a field trip.
Yeah. Everybody got their notes? We got the note from your mommy, so you could go on a field trip with us.
Is it expensive to get a patent for something like this?
It's close to $10,000.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
You could. There's a way to get like.
I don't know if you can see it. Oh, okay. I
There
have
it
to
goes.
look at it. What's it called? So my hand is like too close to, but if they point right at the letter, it'll go off.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
I love this thing. It's amazing. Between this and Staticom, you can't go wrong.
Yep. I love it.
It's amazing.
It had to go off so many times. We had to go off in Penner's a couple times.
So I mean, it can be you know, with the lights above you or below the electric and stuff like that.
Any kind of like anything with like a facet on it, you know. So the crystal has like all those facets on it.
Yes.
Because it uses IR, okay, and the IR basically bounces off whatever it is. So if a spirit comes down, that that will actually bounce off of a spirit. We had it go off a few times, like I said, at Penhurst.
Would that high EMF building
Now,
go off?
EMF has no, we tried the experiments with the EMF, walkie-talkies. We tried everything to get it to go off. That's free and clear from that. It's just a reflection thing. Like if I put a mirror over that, that will just, the whole thing will light up. It's the reflection. I'm working on improving that. I want to get it so that it's really close to the board. You know what I mean? Like those IR lights don't go up as high. So working on the second.
If you hit it with an IR a camera with IR lights on it, would it go off that way also?
No, won't go off.
It just have to be.
It has to be a reflection.
Okay. I mean, so if you're in a dark room and that going off, you asking questions with a room that has no lights off.
You're definitely getting answers or replies.
So the room had the lights to be off. That's what we do anyway. So
it could be on, it could be off. It doesn't matter. It's just like I said, the facets. That's I found out about that by accident because I put it on this table. Started going off, and I started getting excited, and then I was like, wait a minute, So it's not perfect. That way.
It's very close.
I would have that in a disclaimer. You know what I mean? I would tell everybody how it would go off or what would actually set it off by accident.
I mean, if you get, lights that that don't shoot up like you said as high, to break the beam.
No, the lights are fine. We've worked with it in the dark, with the lights on. Just that reflection,
Yeah. So, it's still great piece of tool.
Yeah. Have to be in a controlled environment. That's all.
Yes, I like that, and it takes the human, like I said, effect out of, like I said, Ouija boards get bad raps all the time.
Yeah,
and I think it's a good piece of tool. I don't use it because I'm not familiar with shutting it down and everything, so I'd be a little nervous of opening up something, because it comes through you also. The Ouija board. This Ouija board doesn't.
Right.
This is. You shut it down. That's it.
You can. We actually did we went down to the mine, the Sterling mine in New Jersey with John and Chris, and we went down in the mine and we put it like 100 feet from us, and we were asking questions, but we had a camera on it.
Oh, wow.
And we got a V. The V went off. I don't know why the V went off, but the V went off.
B could be a 5.
Could have been, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So that's very cool.
We're still doing experiments like that. Like I want to go to Penhurst and put it maybe on the second floor and go in the basement and say, hey, we put this piece of equipment up on the second floor. You go up there. That would be really cool.
That would be wild. Especially it was like with the SD. I do it wireless. I put in a separate. I'm not in the same room with anybody. They're on a separate floor, and we do it with speakers and everything. And I find that you get evidence because you're not interfering with the SD. So it's like the same thing what you're doing. You put it somewhere, you ask questions, and then just see what the answers are. You don't have to be in the same room.
No, you don't.
All you gotta do is just put your energy towards that direction where you want it to go.
Right.
That's I like this piece of. Sometime if you're ever using it, if I'm around, I'd love to see you.
Sure.
You check this out. That'd be awesome.
Everybody wants to come and see it at Penhurst when we go.
Oh, okay. So
we go on the ghost hunts, like the ghost hunts they have at night with them sometimes. Show up and people go crazy over that thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I don't expect a lot, from down at Penhurst because I think they're more curious with it with the lights. They're not really trying to spell anything. I'm not sure if they can. You know, they were like the feeble-minded kids down there. You know, so do they really know how to spell, or don't they know how to spell? Do any of them know how to spell? You know?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was just going to bring that up about the mines, because depending on the time frame, they may not have known how to spell, or it could have even been like immigrants that came from a different country who didn't speak like our language, or even be able to get past the first letter. Maybe it was like they were trying to spell, and then they realized that you spoke English and they were speaking, you know, Welsh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you bring up
Welsh?
Yeah, why did you bring up Welsh? That's weird.
I don't know. But
One
I
of my
do know
best keys was in Welsh.
there were a lot of consonants in Welsh, and I know that there were a lot of minors that were Welsh. It was either Welsh, Irish, German, Dutch. Like, those were the 4 major ethnicities that were.
Well, do you know what? Do you ever hear of you're from here, so do you know where the Avondale mine is?
Yeah.
We used to go down there when we first started, and that was like one of our first investigations. And all the buildings were still up, and we got some stuff, but you know what I mean. We were young, and the one girl in our group says, "All right, we're going to be leaving now, so if there's anything that you want to say to us, now is the time to say it." And we got this little kid, like you could tell he was maybe 9 or 10, and it said to guide us home. And that, it was in like a Welsh accent. And the more we thought into it, like kids today would say to get us home or to take us home. They wouldn't say guide us home. It was so formal that you just knew that it wasn't from this time period, you know?
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Sometimes things just come out of my mouth, because I could have said Irish, which I am, but something made me say Welsh. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So
that's a cool mindset if you ever get a chance to investigate that. But you have to investigate it in the winter because there's so much poison ivy down there that you know with in the summer, you know.
I think a lot of people
do it.
I think a lot of people don't know this. So from where Bob and I are from, we only live about 5-10 minutes apart, I think. Right?
You're on the other side of the river.
Yeah. But where you grew
You're
up,
on the other side of the river, girl.
I'm on the good side. But from where you grew up, we were like maybe 5 minutes apart, right?
Oh, yeah. Easily, yeah.
So there's a lot of coal mining, and I've always said that I think the coal mines or the coal gas or something that produced a lot of not only cancer, we have a lot of cancer in our area, but I think that produces a lot of like supernatural things mostly. But we've had a lot of major supernatural events here. Like it was on the national. So you explain what happened with you, but the Smurl haunting was here. Also, the Wells house. It's kind of famous. If you've ever watched, what's his show called? Ghost Town Terror. Tim Wood, he purchased the Wells house. Did you know that? So he purchased that house. It's known to have a lot of aggressive spirits. I don't know how much.
There 3 times.
You were there 3 times?
Before it was even.
Did you have any activity?
Before it was even out there. I was in there 3 times. And, you know, minimal EVPs. I didn't find anything evil. You know, they had like a monkey cage in the back that would keep rattling. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. I've had, I talked to him after the first or second episode, I believe it was. And I told him that what he had going on at Ghost Town Terror was going to like connect to what was here. And he told me that he wanted to talk to me after that season was over. And we connected back and forth because I kept getting things like within each episode, I would tell him something was going to happen. And then he would get back to me and he would say, like, how do you know this? And there were a lot of connections with this area and that area. And I said, I think you're going to need some help after this. And the very last episode brought his family into it. And it was really, really strange. And then he tried to sell the Wells house and he couldn't. It was just like a lot. And
that's a neighborhood too, you know?
It's a weird neighborhood. But like we've had a lot of hauntings in this area, like a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a very old place.
A lot of our investigations, like private investigations that we used to do, were connected to like the Knox mine disaster and the Avondale mine disaster. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that made sense. You know, a lot of cohesion. It was pretty crazy. The Knox mine was pretty crazy. I mean, most of the houses up there weren't there at the time. They were the company storehouses, and they were knocked down. But the grounds are definitely haunted up there.
Yeah.
I never did a mine. I would like to do a mine. Maybe one day.
Come here. There's lots. There's so many.
They have most of this stuff filled in, you know, because of kids and everything. But the Avondale mine is actually a state park now, and you can walk through the buildings and everything. You know, the old they have.
It's awesome. You know, but yeah, when you get activity in mines, well, like you said, with your box, with your Ouija board, that's something, you know.
Yeah, I haven't had there yet. You know, I just haven't had the time to go down there, and I don't know, 15 minutes from it. I just haven't had the time. You know,
how far is he from me, Maureen? Out there?
From the house here or from the house there?
Well, where I am, man, PA. Because I got a place in the Poconos.
About 40 minutes.
Oh, 40 minutes?
Yeah. And you know, you're welcome here anytime. Always.
Yeah, you're welcome here.
Cigars, so you got to come over because I'll have some cigars for him too.
I'll hook up and go.
Well, give me a call.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
The phone rings both ways there, buddy. We've always talked about getting together with Gina, and we should do a big meetup.
The door's always open. You're more than welcome to come over.
Oh, thank you. Here too. Hi, David. David's watching from Clearwater Beach, Florida, from 727 Paranormal Life.
Wow.
Hello.
That's a distance.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
What else you want to talk?
We also get broadcast in England also.
Yeah,
Manchester.
We broadcast with UG Media. Martin Jones, he's the man.
I do have a few other pieces of equipment here if you want to talk about.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. Gavin Kelly's on. He's the Facebook.
These are actually our music boxes that we make.
Yeah, I always see you got some cool pictures that you guys actually put on them.
Yeah, that's Gina does all the decorating on them. I'm just the guy who throws the stuff in the box.
Wait, who said that they would? It would look like Tupperware. Was that you?
Oh, that was John. He bought something that looked like Tupperware. It was Tupperware.
Just a Tupperware with stuff thrown inside. If it was up to me, was that you that said that?
It was duct taped, and the guy sold them like that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So this is actually kind of a copy. We came out with this. You remember the music boxes that came out? Ghost Adventure had them. The big wooden ones with the thing on the top.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling them for like $500 a piece, and I'm like, "What are they crazy? This is I could do something better than that." Yeah, they were like, I think they were. That's what they were selling them for, and people were going crazy for them. You know. So, I'll tell you the story. Everything has a story with me. I swear to God.
That's okay. We like stories.
So, Gina, and I got in an argument on the phone, and it was a good argument where we hung up on each other. I don't even know what it was. I was so stupid. Anyway, so I was in work, And I open my locker and I keep all of her cards that she's given me, and I pull them out when I get in a fight with her, and that's how I calm myself down. I read the cards, and I put them back, and I'm calmed down. So I opened up a card and it starts playing music. That's pretty cool. So I ripped the card apart to see how it works, and then I found out how it works, and I thought, you know what? I could make something like that.
Until you get home and she's furious with you for ripping the card.
I know. I told her the story, but I didn't tell her I ripped the card apart. So keep it on the down low. All right.
Well,
nobody will know now.
Yeah, nobody will know now, right? So anyway, I came home, and I know that all the other music boxes out there, they have a sensor on them. They're called a PIR sensor, and basically what they are is they pick up heat. And I thought, well, this is kind of useless for ghost hunting. If it's just picking up a heat signature, it would probably go off from time to time. I wanted something that had a cold signature, that would pick up a cold signature. So I wrote to a robotics place because they sold the PIR sensors. I said, is there any way to modify these? And if there is, can you help me build it, or I could buy it off you? So I started working with the manufacturer, with him. He was not a manufacturer. He's the kind of guy like me. Talked to him on the phone quite a few times. I told him what I wanted, what I was using it for. And he wound up putting a cold sensor and a heat sensor. So there's two sensors in this one. It picks up cold and it picks up heat, which is, nobody else has one like this. I promise you. So during all the testing that we did, I was down the cellar. I put ice cubes in the tray, and I had fishing line. And I took the ice cubes out, and I had them like tied up on the pipes because I wanted to see if it was going to set it off. Just an ice cube. So I had the ice cube like up in the air like this, and I swung it, and it goes off, and I'm like, oh, this is great. It's picking up a cold spot. So I keep doing it, and Gina comes down, and she sees me holding the ice cube on the fishing line. She goes, I'm not even going to ask.
That is
for science.
Yeah, so these are actually, they go out like 35 to 40 feet. They cover an area 180 degrees, like at a V. And you can put any music you want in there. They're on our website. This one has Doctor Who. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes, from the movie.
You don't own me.
That's one of my favorites. We have Bigfoot one. I can't even tell you how many we sold. We probably sold 500 of those things. I mean, it's just it took off, and we affordable for everybody. That's what we wanted to do. So we kept it under $100, so everybody can enjoy them,
It's interesting too. Is like I like to explain to people in the audience too. You have heat and cold, so just for people that don't know in the audience, that spirits are supposed to, when they manifest, supposed to be
right,
cold sensation. So if you have it heated and it's not going off, and all of a sudden something turns cold, it will go off. So that means the spirits might be close, trying to manifest itself into, for us to see whatever. So that's, which is cool. Or if a spirit passes by, it's going to leave a cold trail, which is cool.
Yep.
So yeah, that's very cool that it came up like that I like that with the cold and the hot.
Yeah. We're always thinking, you know what I mean? What would benefit the paranormal? I mean, there's so much, I hate to say it, but there's so much garbage out there right now. Like,
I've been seeing a lot.
Not regulated, you know what I mean? And it upsets me, when I see people use a piece of equipment for one time and the thing just falls apart, and they don't stand behind their work, or that just annoys me.
especially when you spend a lot of money on a piece of equipment and then you get to use it a couple times. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What did I use it for? You know, and you know, a lot of people now, a lot of designers I see, all they're doing is taking something out of an old box and putting it into a new shiny box or something.
Right.
You know,
That's
it's the same idea. It's the same idea. And all they do is charge more money for it too. But it's, you know, it's just like the same. Like I said, it's the same idea. But like you taking in like the animals, the you know, like that's so cool. You know, because you're not just taking and putting it into a box. You're putting it to something that's useful, that spirit will maybe come to. You know, because it's something they can relate to. Not another fancy box, you know, with an extra whistle on it or a light.
Exactly.
You know? So that's what that's what I like about it.
So this next one, this is a static doll, and
static. Okay.
We came up with this idea because, you know, every time you go into a place and you get that hair in the back of your neck or the hair on your arm standing up, you know, that's a static charge. So we started putting two and two together, and it's like every time there's some kind of paranormal activity, there seems to be a static charge with it, whether it's before, during, or after. We haven't nailed it down to when that charge is yet because of mixed results, or we're slow on the results. Let's put it that way. But I came up with this idea, you know, with the static, and it had to have blinky lights on it, you know, so people could see it. These are really cool. I like these a lot. We use like maybe 5 or 6 of these on a set of steps coming down, you know, and if there's on the steps, you'll see it go off, you know, or we put it on a bed where they see a spirit, or a chair. You know, there's just so many uses for this thing, and
those are awesome.
Never disappoints us, you know. It's just,
I love when you put stuff on the stairs. We used to do that with the sensor lights, and you put on like every other light, and we had that. Oh, that's cool. And you see going like something coming down the stairs because one light would go off. So when you got something like this,
right, and when they go off like in order coming down the steps, you're like, oh my God, you know. We put them down hallways. We were actually in the pagoda. Have you ever been to the pagoda in Reading?
No, I haven't.
That's a place you need to visit.
Pagoda, okay.
Big Japanese citadel on top of the mountain, and you could see it all the way down from Reading. It's lit up, but it's definitely haunted. I mean, there's 7 floors that you can investigate on this thing. It's crazy, you know.
I mean, you've been around a while, so at all locations, what has any location, you know, still staying in the back of your mind of what happened there, or, you know, that
all of them
stuck with you? All of them.
My house, that's for sure.
I guess when you live in a house that's like that, everything else seems mild after that.
Yeah, I've been, you know, Gettysburg, that never disappoints down there.
No, that's a candy store for the paranormal. I always call it that.
Yeah, we go
down. No matter where you go, you're gonna get something.
We go down to the David Stewart farm quite a bit. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No, I've been more in the town. You know, I you know, it's Tilly Pierce and Farnsworth, and
you
know,
I got a crazy EVP out of the Tilly Pierce.
Yeah,
it was 3 complete sentences in Pennsylvania Dutch.
Really?
Yeah. And it was weird because I sent it to 3 colleges and for them to translate, because I had no idea. It sounded like German to me, you know, and I had no idea. And Kutztown was the only one that got back to me, and they wanted to know where I got it. And I said it was in Gettysburg. And I didn't tell them it was an EVP until later. So they didn't know they were listening to a dead guy. You know?
They don't need to know that.
Yeah, just listen to this. Hey.
Well, I didn't want them to think I was a kook right off the bat, you know.
Yeah, you kook after the bat. You know, that guy's dead.
So it was weird because the guy says this is like a slang from Chambersburg, and I was like, wow, look at that connection, you know, because Chambersburg isn't too far from there.
It's not.
Yeah, that was really cool when he told me.
Do you know what it said? Do you remember what it said?
There was just like words he could pick out because it actually sounded like a wounded soldier, like it was in distress. You know,
Mm,
it was crazy.
Very interesting.
wow.
And it was so precise that they could pick it out for like Chambersburg, just like for
Yeah,
us.
the way the
That's
words were pronounced, like that's slang. You know, it was like a slang word for
a
house.
specific area.
He said that's what tipped it off, the house word. You know,
Oh, wow.
I think that's so interesting because, like in our area, there's a particular town that says certain things.
don't even go there. Don't go there.
Why? You didn't grow up there. You don't live there.
No, but it's not nice to do that.
No, I'm not saying anything. But there's a specific place that says certain things, and you absolutely know it's that area.
Yep, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. But that's everywhere. You know,
I
You
don't
go-
know if that's everywhere.
hey, if you go out to Jersey and you talk to people, they do that too. Or New York, they have their way of talking. It's just the way it is.
What are you trying to say about New Yorkers?
Everybody we talk to, they say we talk slow. You know, which I don't think we talk slow.
I don't think we talk slow. I
Uh,
don't know.
Everything's laid back here.
mm.
It really is. Like you go out of this town and it's like traffic and oh my God, I can't stand the way people live. You know?
That's why I go up to the PA. I go up to the Poconos where I am just to get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have two cars at a light. That's a traffic jam for us, you know.
I can't stand driving here. I would much rather drive in Philly.
Yeah, right.
uh,
You should drive
I
up to Boston. I was driving up weekends, you know, when I was dating Gina up to Massachusetts every weekend. And oh my God, I don't know how those people live like that. I just, and it's nothing for them. It's like, this, it's so normal. Like they cut you off, you know, they don't blow their horn or anything. They don't use speakers. And it's like, so what? Okay, next.
yeah, well, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
over here in Queens. I could get a traffic jam just getting out, going down my block.
Yeah.
You get stuck, and it was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, I go from from the east side to the west side of Manhattan. It's not about 15 miles from point to point, and it already took me like 2 hours just to go three. Just take your foot off the brake, roll. Okay, brake again. Yeah, and
Live like that.
it's crazy.
Can't do it.
But that's because you were going from the east side to the west side, so you had to stop and have a fight between the Sharks and the Jets.
That's in Brooklyn. That's not in Manhattan. I don't think. Hey,
Are you a Yankees fan or a Mets fan?
I really don't care. I mean, I grew up. My family's Yankees, and then I have some family that's Mets. I've been to both games. You know.
Be very careful. You might have a problem if you don't answer this properly.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up.
I'm not a big sports fan.
I
I like.
me neither. You know, they go, oh, Jets, Giants. How about the Rangers or the Islanders?
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm not. I don't follow sports. You know, but if somebody's gonna have a party and have some beers, I'll go to the party and watch a game. Hey,
Here's
I was just going to say, unless it's running, and then he's running towards the gabagool.
gabagool. Hey, so you got to eat. You know, you have to eat sometime. You know, but, yeah, I'm not a big sports fan. You know, but like I said, I grew up with the Yankees and Mets. Mets were always the cheaper games to go to because
they
suck.
suck.
The Mets. I mean, I got to see Thurman Munson and all those people back years when I was a kid, but I never really followed it. So what you see
one
something
thing
else.
here. I wish I could have had more, but everything's sold out. Sorry.
That's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
This is a geophone. I'm sure you've been seeing this particular one on Ghost Hunters with Cody and Satori. They use it all the time.
Okay.
You know, I probably made this back in 2008 and never changed the sign on it. Everybody loves it. You know, it's just Very good. Oh, can't see it. There.
Oh, cool.
So it has an adjustment.
Cody and Centauri use that?
Yeah.
We had them on the show too. Good kids.
Yeah.
They were sweethearts.
That's the next generation. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah, you and I.
I am. I can't travel as much as I used to. Like, I remember coming up, it was like every weekend you're going somewhere. You know, you're driving
It's a lot.
4 hours, investigating until 4 o'clock in the morning, and then driving home. You know,
And then
the
doing it
sun's
again
coming
the next day.
up. Yeah, yeah. And like now, I gotta sleep for 4 days. I feel like I'm hungover when I come out of an event.
It's a paranormal hangover. It
How
really
about,
is.
It
how
is.
about when you're on the investigation, your joints
Real.
like up and
It's
down
not-
stairs and everything. It's like, oh man, your joints and your back and your it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what gets me. Oh, my joints. And she see me this weekend. I'm crawling up the stairs of the place just to finish my investigation. I'm in such pain. I'm like, I'm here. I'm going to do this.
We're
Where
all
were you
helping each other up off the
We
floor.
had on Friday night we were at the
The
Collins
Collins Museum.
Museum.
Oh, I did a show there.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was one of our first shows for a ghost.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, there was
that
another-
place is- Wow.
Bar or something in the town. I forget the name of it off the top.
Oh, Dimmons?
No, Milford.
Yeah.
It's in Milford.
He said he did a what do you
The
call
bar
it?
that-
the restaurant, the bar in town.
Yeah,
Where did we go eat?
We went to the Dimmick Inn.
Dimmick. That was it. We did the Dimmick. We actually stayed there. That
Did
was
you?
crazy experiences there too.
They said it's super haunted.
Yeah. Even the people that were at the Collins Museum said that we should go there because there's a lot of activity there.
Yeah.
Stuff getting thrown off shelves. And regulars are not going back no more because they seen stuff.
The menus fly around.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
food.
I remember that was back in 2011 or something. I did that. God, that was holy crap.
Well, we're gonna try to get back there. You know, the museum was wild with the flag and everything. Got some great
Yeah.
stuff there. You know. I know. I asked a question on one of the and I said, "Mr. President, what was your wife's name?" And Mary Todd came out.
Clear
Just
as day.
Oh.
Clear as day. And one of the guy Richie goes, "Can you finish this, Mr. President? 4 scores." And he said, "And 7 years ago."
Wow.
And that was on EVPs too.
I asked what his profession was prior to him being president, and all you hear is law.
Wow.
So a couple of guys that had the DR60s, Panasonic recorders.
Yeah.
And that's what they were using. So they were getting stuff like left and right there. So it was great.
I make a device that's called the HTO, where you hook up metal optics to it. And I remember that particular one. We had a tray, and they opened up the cabinets and put some artifacts in it. You know, I forget what the artifacts were. God, it was so long ago. Terrible. Anyway, it went off. I remember it going off. It was one of the first places it went off.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool with the tray. I've done that also with the Rampart, the alligator clips on the antenna.
Yeah.
And the metal tray. Yeah. I haven't done that in a while. I guess get back to that. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're making me think, I got to start doing some of my old stuff again. Yeah. I mean, somebody mentioned that with the AI now coming in, some of the stuff for investigators like us might be hard to find false, anything fake, because now it's so realistic. So they said we might have to start going back to our old ways with all our, old cameras and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Guys are about with the phone apps, but I don't ever use them.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the AI, it's too realistic. It's getting to a point, even voice wise, to get people's voices down. So I mean, we might have to start going back to some of the old cassette recorders. You
That's
know,
all right.
you know.
And called the old man.
Yeah.
Man.
I like all the old stuff still too. So, you have anything else that you want to show, or
No, I think that's about it. Yeah,
you guys should get like a catalog?
we have a website.
No, okay, we're gonna put that on later on. So everything that so they could get your stuff.
Let me get caught up first.
Get caught up. Yeah.
Do you,
I
do
mean,
you
yeah.
have like a room of storage with all the things that you are not sold out of?
Kind of.
So whatever's left.
Yeah, she has them on a big table down at the shop down there. I have a big shop down in the cellar, and there's not a lot left.
What's your busiest month?
What?
What's your busiest month?
Well, Christmas always is. October always is. All the Paracons. We normally sell out of stuff. I mean, if you come into a Paracon to buy equipment off us, get there early because it goes so fast. I feel bad that I can't make enough, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
See the disappointment on people's faces when they get there,
Jenny wants to know, do you ever build things to be less conspicuous in a certain location or look more familiar to spirits? For example, we have a jewelry box, REM pod.
Not so much. I mean, just the dogs and the cats, that's pretty much all we do.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people doing that now, with the jewelry boxes and, the little trinket
boxes and
yeah, it's good. It's a good thing.
I think as long as they're drawn to something, that's what, like the cats and the dogs for kids, or something from their era.
Yeah. Here's an idea. How about liquor bottles?
Like the tray will, we'll put sometimes we'll put Jackson balls on there or marbles, or we get in cigarettes in the tray.
Yeah. I think the cigarette in the tray would be great at like an old abandoned prison.
Yeah, you know what we did one time? We went to White Hill Mansion, and we were down at Speakeasy down in the bottom, and card game going, and we had the tray, and we put the cards in the tray, and the thing was going off like crazy, like somebody was trying to pick up the cards. It was nuts.
That's
I have videos somewhere.
we went there, and well, I didn't go. I wasn't with them, but I know Ron Lourdes, Sam Baltrusis, and I forgot who else was with them. But they were down the basement, and they were doing the same thing, like a card, and they were taking pictures. And there was a picture of Lourdes. Her face was all distorted, like she was being something like it was like really crazy. And it was in that corner where they played the cards. So that place, I love that place.
You know what would be really cool to use? If you go into a place that's like known for like the Prohibition era, a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah.
What I just said.
You could actually put that in the tray. We usually put a shot in the beer in, and the liquid in the glass is actually the conductor. So when they touch the glass, it actually goes off.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, maybe you should make like like a rampart or something like that to that effect inside a bottle, with those lights inside the bottle. Because I seen people with art doing art, and they take those lights, they put them inside the bottle and stuff like that, like a string. Maybe something like that. That'd be something like anywhere where there's adults that want to drink. Huh? You don't want to waste a cigar.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
Something like that. That'd be cool. But
I'll tell you what I started doing, and it's pretty cool. The water scrying. You ever do that?
Water scrying?
Yeah.
You put it in a bowl, like a
pot or something.
Yeah, we have a copper bowl, and it's all like it's dimpled all around.
Copper's perfect for that.
Yeah, and you just kind of wang it, and then start taking pictures of it. We got some pretty cool pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never tried that, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, just
That sounds very interesting.
smoke scrying too. I do a lot of that, but that's on the back porch. Every time Gina comes out, so what are you doing? I'm smoke scrying.
Really? What do you take pictures of the smoke?
Well, he thinks I am. I'm just having a smoke.
Oh, okay. You're giving your secrets away on the air here.
I know she's gonna watch this. I'm gonna get a phone call after.
You're gonna like, so what are you doing out there?
Yeah, nothing.
Smoke scrying. Hey, that's the best way to do it.
Nah, she's good. She's good. She's okay with that stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I always say, it always seems to be because I know all my friends go with their wives or girlfriends or something like that. My wife doesn't go on this that much. So I mean, I think you guys have advantage to that because you guys got an interest common, something in common to do that. Do you think because you guys are together doing this, you think you guys get more evidence or you bring them more energy or
Yeah, we've had some. Come to think of it, yeah, I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, there's a lot of good energy. I mean, that's half of the battle.
Mhm.
An investigation is going in with good intentions and your thoughts, and if you go in negative, saying that I ain't gonna get nothing here,
Mhm.
you aren't gonna get anything, But we're pretty upbeat and positive about every place we go into.
Yeah. I mean, you guys always seem. I know she's always smiling and everything like that. Like my wife, she's always smiling, and I'm always, she knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, but my wife doesn't like going on investigations, so I end up driving by myself most of these places. And
Paracons, that's what you got to do. Got to get her out for some fun.
yeah, well, Gettysburg, I try to get her there, but she ends up going to town with everybody else, and I'm sitting at my table by
Yeah,
myself.
well, that's what she likes,
So I take her to that, but she doesn't really sit around and does anything with me with that. But it is what it is. But it's not going to stop me from doing it. I've been doing it so long.
Right.
Okay, wait. So somebody's commenting. I want to know who this is. They must know us.
Mhm.
It's an Amy. Maureen, love me like your dog. And Bob, why are you just Bob? And then
Paint can wife.
who is that?
Amy.
Would it be Ends? Would it be? Who else would I be?
It's Amy. Hello, Amy.
Bob, call my name.
Why are you just Bob?
Who is this?
Because we have our names on there.
It was just Bob. I didn't put my last name in.
Maureen, blink twice if these men are coercing you. Who is this?
Twice. These men are.
I don't know who this is.
Okay. Hi, Amy.
Nobody coerces me. I'm a ghost.
I'm a ghost.
Anyway,
but yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, with the Paracons and everything, I know those things get crazy. You go to, you've been, of course, the Penhurst and the Gettysburg. I always see you guys at Gettysburg. You know? So, I mean, when you go to these Paracons, I mean, I know a lot of people go on investigations afterwards. I don't. I just go to the Paracons and I crash or party somewhere. Yeah, did you guys that into it to go investigate after them or?
Not. There's not really much going on with Gettysburg or some people go to the bridge or whatever. We don't really do that. We're basically down there just to get the equipment out and then just relax after that. It's more of a chill down. Penhurst is like a week of hell for me. I mean, it's just getting everything ready, and there's so much to do the week before. I actually take the week of work off to go down there the whole week and get the tents up and get all the tables ready and all that stuff. We do all the investigations at Penhurst, but we're mostly guides.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have like 30 guides this year. That's how many we're expecting with all these new buildings getting open.
Oh wow, that's wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it's all about safety, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be, and for the most, you know, every once in a while you get somebody out of control, but
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal.
Do you think the work you do helps you with the paranormal? Anything?
Definitely. All my ideas, you know, like I said, all the equipment comes from my ideas that from an investigation. Like I'll be doing something and say, oh, I wish I could have something to do this, and then I'll come home and I'll work on it. You know, sometimes I just put it away and go back to it. I don't normally get things right the first time for some reason. You know, I have to think about them and figure out how I'm going to do it, and it's a process. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, like I said, all the tools they come from investigations or something in my life, like some kind of a story, like I was telling you about the dogs and.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ouija board, I've always had that, you know, thought in my head of how I wanted to do it. And then when it finally clicked, it was like, wow, why didn't I think of this before? You know?
So they just come to you. All these ideas just come to you. You just scribble
Yeah.
them down somewhere.
I think we were watching Survivor. It's like, I gotta go. I'll see ya.
That's interesting.
She knows when I get that popped in my head. She doesn't really, you know.
Do they come to you in dreams also, or just
No, I don't dream. I don't dream at all. I mean,
you don't dream at all?
he tells me that everybody dreams all the time, but I don't remember any dreams. Like I can't even tell you the last time I had a dream.
Yeah, we all do dream, but you're not gonna. Not everybody's gonna be remember their dreams.
It's a dream, and then I had a bad experience. I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but it was a memorable experience in Gettysburg at the Jenny Wade House. We did a show there, and it was the most screwed up thing. And you're gonna think I'm crazy when I tell you this. So we were filming in the room that she was shot, and I'm standing by the door, and you know we're going through the EVP session, and it was getting late. It was like 4 a.m. I don't know if I was tired or what, but all of a sudden I like zoned out. They said, and I could see everything happening in front of me. I could see her get shot. I could see her on the bed. I could see the blood. I could see her crying, and everybody's bawling. And when I came out of it, my shirt and my face, it was soaked. They said I've been crying for 5 minutes, like nonstop, like crazy. Yeah. So they took me out, and you know they had me ground and everything outside. And it seemed like ever since that experience, it was like a lot of stuff stopped with me. You know, like the dreaming and you know a lot of the feelings I don't get anymore either, which is weird. Like I used to go into places with a lot of feelings. You know, I could pretty much pick out where something was going to happen. You know, maybe it was just luck. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm gifted at all. I don't think I'm gifted. I never tried to be gifted or claimed I was gifted. But ever since that experience, and that was a long time ago, like it just, I don't feel it anymore. You know,
Just blocked you.
Yeah,
It just blocked whatever abilities you had.
well, it was definitely an experience. You know, I'll never forget it. You know, because it was so vivid and so clear. Like it was happening right in front of me. It was just really weird.
Yeah, that house has activity. I know. So I've been a couple of times too in the past, and you know, even outside, the kids running around, everything else. So that's interesting. Yep. I was on a tour there, and a girl asked the tour guide. I was like, "How did they shoot her if the buildings next door was there?" The building next door is the 1863 hotel. It's like the hotel wasn't there. If you know Gettysburg, that hotel wasn't built till like what later on.
No.
the whole house was right there, and they were shooting out of Farnsworth, and that's how she got killed. But somebody, I'm like, all right, how'd she get shot if the building was in the way next door? That building was. I started laughing, and anybody I guess knew any kind of history was like, what? Yeah. I thought that was, they say sometimes no stupid questions, but I think so.
Without
I don't know. I've heard some in my time.
That was, I thought that was funny, but that's good. I love Gettysburg.
oh yeah,
I started going there in 2008, and I got my first. We went over Peach Orchard at nighttime. We snuck on the battlefield, it's my first time that was there. And I get up on this hill and I see a soldier, like he's walking off the field into the moon and disappearing.
Wow.
Yeah, and I could see his hat, and it was more of like a silhouette of somebody walking, and I could see like the butt of his gun was on his shoulder, and his barrel was like he was holding it down. I guess he was out of bullets, whatever, and he was just defeated. He was just walking off. And ever since then, I was like,
yeah,
that's when I started buying all the equipment and everything else. It's like, we got to get equipment. We got to get this. We got to get this. Before that, I was doing, cameras and stuff like that. And, but at that time, I started getting more into it and stuff.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And Gettysburg is, like I said, is a candy store.
Oh, yeah.
Normal.
That's top 5 easily.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you're going to get there. It's just anything can happen between cannon fire, you'll hear full body apparitions or EVPs. I mean, it's the gauntlet down there, and you never know where it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, even at Peach Orchard, we were taking pictures, and it looks like stuff going straight, like if a bullet was going through the air, and you put it on film, and it was like a couple going back and forth. At first, I thought it was bugs.
Right.
You always try to, but you didn't have that. And bugs don't fly straight for a distance. They usually zigzag, and also you can see the wings flap within the pictures. So it was interesting. It looked like there was bullets, and we heard cannon fire that night, and there was a bunch of stuff that we heard, and it was interesting. My brother even got pushed. It was an interesting night there. But Gettysburg's always been a great place.
Yeah.
Jenny Wade House is another place.
I'll tell you, before I had that experience, I mean, I knew the owners, and I was in there practically every other weekend when I was down there, probably in there 15, 16 times. I never had an experience in there, which was weird. I always thought it would be quiet, except for the floors. I mean, it's so creaky in there.
Yeah.
But
it's upstairs.
Weird. I wasn't expecting it to happen,
That's interesting. I love Gettysburg. So is there any other place like and so that's the only experience you ever had like that, or?
Yeah, that's anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I've been in hundreds of places. I don't know if you've ever been out to the Knickerbocker.
Yes, I've been there.
That's an amazing place too.
Beautiful place too.
When you go out there, Penhurst, always Penhurst.
Yeah. I've been to Penhurst once.
Ohio State was pretty cool too when I was out there.
Ohio State? I haven't been there. I was supposed to go there this year.
Yeah,
Ohio State. What have you got there? Because I was supposed to go there this year, and we didn't. Things fell through. Plans fell through because it's a little distance.
Yeah, a couple of years ago we were out there, and we were in that Reds cell or whatever the heck it was down in the bottom. Some guy named Red.
Oh, you're talking about West Virginia Penitentiary? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Red. He was the head of the white supremacists.
Yeah. And we had full sentences coming out of the ghost box, like craziness coming out. That was pretty cool. Yeah. That was one that we had down there.
The weird part about Red Cell is like we just drove all the way there from New York. Went there, stayed up. Then we went to the investigation, and I fell asleep in Red Cell.
Oh yeah.
I just felt, and people didn't know I was sleeping until they heard me snoring.
I like going to places where everything's like different. You know, like you go to the prisons like that at Eastern State, and you know, you go to Ohio State, and it's just like all cells. There's really nothing else to investigate. You know, I got to have different stuff. I got to have rooms and cellars and attics to go into.
Yeah, yeah.
Iron
Attics always.
Island went out in Buffalo too. I was out there.
Which one?
Iron Island, it's called.
Oh, okay. I heard that.
That was really cool. And it's only like 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. I get to see Niagara Falls, and that was powerful. I don't know if you ever saw the falls. That is.
I just been up to Niagara with a couple of friends and one of Lord, as a matter of fact. And I've been up there. We went up to for Nick Grotz's what's it called? The Death Walker premiere. So we went up there for the premiere, but we were so tired. All they did was run down the street. We just came straight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it, but I was not. I mean, I probably was like a rock throw from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's supposed to be. I know there's supposed to be what do you call it? A fort up there, Fort Henry, Fort something.
Actually, that was one of my first Paracons I ever went to, was out there.
Really?
Yeah. We didn't get anything in the actual museum that they had there. They opened it up for an investigation, but that was pretty cool. That was, for your first time going to a Paracon, and then I think a couple months later they came out with Phenomenology. That started too.
Yeah.
They started.
Do you guys still do the was it the Ghost Detectives? You were.
We're not active right now.
Mm-hmm.
Had a bad experience. We did get picked up. I don't know if you guys ever even knew that. We got picked up.
It was like in North Carolina or something like that.
No. We had a guy from California, a producer, and they picked us up, and we were supposed to go on, and then we found out a lot of things, and I didn't even want to bring it up. The hell with it.
Okay. Enough said.
Good job, Anthony. Good job.
Enough said.
Yeah, but I mean, we did 105 episodes for our local Fox here.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a 10-year run with them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They paid for everything, and we had our own show. We started out. We were on Friday nights. We were prime time actually. It's Friday nights on at 9 o'clock, and then it just kind of started getting later and later after that. It's almost like we were an infomercial,
Yeah. That's when things are not going too well.
Yeah. Well, there's another station up in Hazleton. It's called WYLN. They run our show 5 times a week up there, and they're still running it. So.
Oh, okay. Hazleton.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to get back together, but it's just so much work. My God, and it's not cheap either. To get a good producer and an editor. I mean, the editors are the hardest part. Together. Plus, you're spending. You got your weekends. Everybody thinks you just go into a place and 5 minutes later you got something, but in reality, you're filming 3 straight nights. 8 hours each night. It's tough.
Yeah, I bet. And I know when we go on investigations, it's not so much investigations killing us; it's the drive there, and preparing to get there, and you're trying to get all your stuff together to go, and that's what really kills us more. Then you get an investigation, and now you're exhausted.
Yep. Well, we would do that for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and then come home and go to work on Monday. We would always film on the weekends because that's when they had their cameraman. Was available for us. So.
Well, yeah. Plus, everybody works on the week, so you have to do weekends.
So you'd have 24, maybe 25 hours of 6 cameras going, and they cut it down to a half-hour show. You know, it's like,
Yeah, the editing is tremendous doing
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. You got 24 hours worth of footage, and then you're putting it down to a half-hour show.
right. And if nothing was happening, you know, they stress that we do more history and, you know, make the show interesting. You make the best of what you got, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I try to explain to them that it doesn't happen on cue. It's not going to happen on cue. You don't know when it's going to happen. You got to be ready. You got to keep that camera going for 7, because you don't know when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like I said, I've never seen your show, but because I'm here in Queens, we don't. Yeah.
Oh, we're on Amazon.
You on Amazon? I gotta check it out then.
Yeah, we're on Amazon.
Okay, I gotta check it out. It's Amazon. I've been on there or off there, and it's like,
I've been on a lot of TV shows. I just don't go around advertising it.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't want to be famous.
Well, I know people that 10 minutes on a show, and next thing they know, they're publishing it like they're some kind of TV star and pushing it and pushing it.
Adventures.
Wait.
Yeah, they flew me down to Florida to authenticate some evidence for them at Casa de San Marcos, the fort down there.
Oh, okay.
And it was a cool experience because back then it was like the earlier shows, and they took me into a room, and you know they dress you up, they film you, they put the makeup on and everything, and they want to get your first time reactions to everything and honest opinions of what you think happened. And everything that they showed me tied in, because I had no idea what the place was or anything. They didn't tell me where it was or anything. They just said they wanted some evidence, and everything tied into the show at the end. It was so cool. You know, there was claims of they had video of a guy. It looked like he was lighting a lantern, like an old time lantern, like striking it down the flint. And I said that, and here that was one of the claims actually of the place. It was pretty cool. But the even cooler part was we went out to Vegas. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I wanted to see his museum. You know, so you go up there and you pay. It was like $50 to get in. It was a 2-hour tour though, of Zach's museum out there. And the guy, I recognized the guy. He was one of Zach's cameramen, and I'm paying him, and he goes, "You look familiar." I go, "Nope, don't know you. Sorry." I knew who it was. I just didn't want to say anything, you know. So we're going through the museum, and then about halfway through, Zach comes out, you know, and everybody's like screaming, you know. They're like, "Oh." And he walks right up to me. He gives me a big hug. He says, "Bobby, how you doing?" And he pulled us on the side. Me and Gina took us in the back. You know, it was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that he recognized you. And
I know he did recognize. I thought that was cool because it was like, you know, it was a good 9 or 10 years since I'd seen him. You know, but I'm surprised he remembered me.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very cool. But you're a memorable type of person, I guess, you know?
I hope not.
I know. Do something wrong, they could find you very quickly.
Exactly. Come on, Maureen. What do you got for me?
I was just going to say you'll get crucified for doing nothing.
I'm used to that. I get it. I just don't pay attention to all that drama stuff. Just whatever.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. You know?
Drama's drama.
Cool.
I mean, it's always going to be somewhere.
That stuff years ago. I don't need that anymore.
None of it's worth it. We're all grown ups, and we could just keep on trucking.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, I mean.
So how many people you got in the chat room?
We have a bunch of different ones going on because we have a bunch of YouTube channels. We have a bunch of Facebook pages. We have a bunch of
Can you see them all?
not at the same time. Right. We had 20 in StreamYard that I was able to see.
Here's what I'm going to do. You see this? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this away on your show.
Get out of here.
Oh, nice.
I have to think of a question. So anybody that's in these chat rooms or hears this, we'll give them, I don't know, a day, maybe? No. How long are we going to give them?
Just give them now. You give them a day, they can look up the answer.
Right. Closest one to my age. Whoever can tell me my age. The closest one to my age will receive a brand new dome. Look at that. Isn't that nice? But you can't get in it.
I'm like literally biting my lip and like I'm trying to control myself because I can't win it.
You didn't expect that, did you?
No. All right, come on, people. This is a good one.
You don't want to own it? All right, taking it away. It's going. I won't get offended either.
All right, so we'll check the time on. I don't know. My favorite number is 13, so I would say 13 hours. But what else?
My birthday's 13th, so
You guys decide the time.
Yeah, Anthony's birthday's the 13th.
Okay. And then
we got.
you can get their information and just give it to me, and I'll mail it out. Huh?
Look at them all. Everybody's starting to.
Tim Dalton. That's on there. You want to say it?
Hi, Tim.
That's Tim Dalton. That's a Facebook user.
Or as Anthony would say, forget about it.
Yeah, that's what he wrote already.
How old?
David Taylor's here with us too, by the way. Hi,
We got a couple answers. I don't know. You want to hear the answers now? Or?
Yeah, I'll hear the answers.
Okay. Ron from ERT Radio. Well, can he participate?
Yeah.
From the radio station. Well,
David. I think
Ron,
just we can.
Ron Iacovetti, 28.
He's the winner.
Ouija box.
He wins the Ouija board. Yeah. Tim Dalton said 62.
Bobby says 37.
Bobby said 37. Ron, like I said, Ron from ERT. What did he say? 45.
Another Facebook user, I don't know who that is, said 53.
We're 53. 53.
Jenny says 25.
That's Mark Dean. I'm going to see. I'm really bad with the names.
Is it Donardo?
No, yeah. Donardo
Said 53.
said 53.
Hi, Mark.
Look at that. It's pretty cool, people. Come on. You got to do more than that.
The domes.
How much are the domes?
Yeah.
They're $85 plus $5 shipping.
Ooh, you're saving yourself $90. Todd and Carmela said 55.
Oh, come on, people. You can come out with. Come on. More numbers. More numbers here.
Ron said he's going to order one. I'm gonna order myself a black cat, I think.
Jenny said 25.
I love you, Jenny.
We love Jenny too.
Jenny. She's the one that got me the pin. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good people. And I got Anthony's shirt on. Hey. This is actually from a deli.
Parasite Experience team.
Yeah.
That
deli,
it?
Yeah, it's in
Is that all the answers?
Peekskill, New York.
No more?
Can we do more ages?
That's Tim Dalton.
One more?
Can you do any more ages? They want no more than one age.
No,
We'll
only one shot.
One shot. Yeah. What is the number you like the best? How about that, Bob?
Todd and Carmela said, Bob, can we trade a box of cannolis for a static dome? My
We
husband
actually bought. We were on an investigation with them a couple of weeks ago, and they brought me a box of cannolis.
I could
That was
I
nice.
say that somebody hit it on the head.
My husband said 58. Ron from ERRT said, what colors are the ones that you have?
We have black. We have glow in the dark. We have lime green. We have purple. We have pink. We have blue. We have red.
Glow in the dark must be interesting at nighttime.
It is. They're cool.
So someone did say your age?
Yep.
Okay.
It was Jenny at 25, huh?
Yep.
I don't think I'd want to be 25 again.
Nah, me either.
I just want a 25-year-old body.
Yeah, me too, I think.
No,
25-year-old body. You know, everything else, it's like
5-year-old body and face. I would be good.
Good.
like new knees, new back, new everything.
Yeah, same.
And hair.
Okay, so are we going to announce it tonight, or are we?
sure, we can do it tonight. It's already.
Somebody,
hours in.
yes, right?
So you want me to give you the date?
Okay. Anybody else before?
Yeah.
We'll count. You gotta get your answers in. So count down. Maureen, one to
We're only giving one out, right?
count.
So
Yeah.
somebody got it. So we might as well just announce it, and then we'll end the show.
Okay. So my birthday was just January 10th. I'm 62 years old.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
no, who was that?
I'm going back. It was a Facebook user.
I think that was Tim. Tim, was that you? Let me see. Can I say more than eight?
It was
Oh,
after
look at
Ron
that.
Yacovetti sang 28 because he's such an angel.
Yeah. No, 63. Now look, I just turned 63. Oh.
It was at 9:27.
Oh snap! Yes.
After that,
Somebody.
Yeah, that was Tim.
Tim at 9:27.
He said, "What?" Tim, he's on. He said, "Oh snap!" Yes, that was him. He said 62.
Right.
Good job, Tim.
So Tim and Dalton.
Hi, Nicole.
Nicole missed out.
Oh, she just missed it. Nicole,
Yeah.
you just missed it. We were giving away one of these amazing.
Cool. So Tim, you're the winner.
Nice job, buddy.
Cool. That's awesome. So I'll get to see this next investigation with Tim.
All right.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed. Simple to
That's
use.
cool.
Push the button and put it down.
Don't touch the
Nice.
buttons in the front. Charles, 25-year-old body to have or to play with. Oh, Charles. Thank you. Nice. No worries. I'm 2 years away from 60. Tim, you're not supposed to tell me that.
I'm gonna be 62 in August.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'll be 50 in July, so we're
Thank
all
you.
around in between those ages. Nicole says she has one, and it's awesome.
Oh,
Nicole.
Does it answer questions? Well, it could if you
does.
ask. I'm close, right?
We've actually used it that way. There's so many uses for it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just put down and forget about it.
Forget about it. Yeah. Great question thing.
It was a
Forget
promo,
about
just so
it.
you know.
So now, so Dr. DR60 is now Dr. Static Dome.
Static count. Yeah. He's the one who does all. I said we had a guy with the DR60 recorder. We call him Dr. DR60 because he does everything with his DR60. He has like multiple of those things.
That's Tim.
That's cool.
So he could be Dr. Static Dome from now on.
Static dome. That's very cool.
Great show,
Well,
Bob.
that's great. Thank you for doing that on the show. You're gonna have people loving that. You know.
Yeah.
So, Maureen, we should do that every week. Next week we do that with your glasses.
I won't be able to see a damn thing.
Next week we will auction off of Maureen's glasses.
I literally can't even see like your facial features, Bob, and you're the one that's blown up on the screen.
Wow.
But I do have others, so I mean, like we could give one pair away. I don't know what these people would want with them.
I could see everything really close, but I can't see the exit to get off.
Oh wow.
So that's why Gina's there. Just get off
That's
here.
good. You need her then. You need her.
I got
And
the opposite. I can see things distance, but I can't see things close. So that's perfect. Well, Gina is like, okay, get off here. Get off here.
I just to her.
Nicole said we could give away a cannoli.
Yeah,
Anthony would never.
Always look at that. I'm gonna have to get something cheaper on desserts to stop bringing.
Next time I come on, you could win something else. You never know what I'm giving away.
Ooh, I like that.
There's about, I guess.
Giacovetti said that says a lot about the guest who takes the time to be on the show and then gives away a ghost hunting device. We love Bob, and I'm the one who coined the term Dr. DR60 for Tim. We give you credit for that.
And he has a DR60 too. Ron. Thank you, Bob. That's Tim right there. Face
Great
user.
show.
Congratulations, Tim.
Great
That's
show. We'll
great.
have to look through the website to see what we can add to our collection.
No, my mom
See, this was a great show. Everybody loved it.
could handle it. And by that time, we had.
I got what the hell happened here? Ew. I was looking at somebody's who's on, and what do you call it? I went back in time here.
Oh my God. See?
What the hell happened here?
never
I'm
know.
over there at the end of the show now.
I thought we were getting voices from beyond.
Yeah, it's like,
It's the dementia of the supernatural.
you ready to get out that Ouija board to see if we get some evidence?
Oh my Lord. Okay, so this was Bob Christopher. Hit him up. Oh, I have to put this in the comment section. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure
Okay.
everybody starts
If
buying
you want
from
to order anything from him, you have to wait a month or two.
No, you can take it over. I just got to work harder.
We have a lot of people in the audience. I know Ron from DR
Yeah, he's
Earth Radio.
going to be at Penhurst with his display.
Yeah, Earth.
Ron Iacovetti.
Oh, I'm talking about Ron from Earth Radio. He
I'm sorry.
buys equipment. He
I'm
goes
sorry.
by. Yeah, I know Ron will be up there because I spoke to him about that. I'll probably be coming up with them. You know.
Plug the website, support Mr. Bob. I did. So vortexghostgear.com. That's the website. Thank you guys for watching us as always. And this is Dimensions of the Supernatural. I'm Maureen Grudzinski, a Lil Witchy, and I'm here with my great co-host, Anthony Simonelli. Anthony, Mr. Forget About.
Just want to let you guys know, you got to be safe out there. You want to look for ghosts, not be a ghost. And forget about it. Hey. Night.
Hey,
Ciao.
how you doing?
See you next week.
Good night, guys.